Protesters who rioted at Sydney's Villawood Detention Centre overnight are now appealing for help. There's extensive damage to several buildings, including the centre's main kitchen and laundry. Some have been gutted. The riot squad was sent in when the protest became violent and security staff were attacked. Reporter Keith Breen is at Villawood. Keith, things are obviously quieter now, but it was a different scene last night.
That's right. But what had been a peaceful rooftop protest during the day turned violent around 10 o'clock last night. That's when about 100 detainees on the ground confronted the private security guards here. We're told they confronted them with fire extinguishers, and they then built up a barricade of mattresses and furniture, and then the authorities say they set fire to that barricade. Now, the fire spread very quickly through demountables, 9 in total, which included a medical centre, a computer room, and various, the kitchen, the canteen, various other buildings here were completely destroyed. Now, the guards withdrew because they're not equipped to deal with a situation like this, and the riot squad were brought in. They had to bring the situation down to a calmer level before the fire services could access the building. This is how the immigration spokesman described what happened when they arrived.
It took some time for the firefighters to be able to gain entry. It wasn't until New South Wales Police Public Order and Riot Squad were here promptly, escorted the firefighters back into the centre. They had roof tiles and other pieces of furniture being hurled at them by some of the detainees.
Right now, some of the detainees are still on the roof and the riot squad has been called in again. What's happening at the moment?
That's right. There's about 6 detainees still on the roof. We're told Kurdish, Iranian and Iraqi. They're still on the roof, but the authorities appear to be taking a very non-confrontational approach with them at this stage. The riot squad are still on site. We saw them entering the building earlier, but what they appear to be doing is escorting the fire services around the site just to see which buildings are damaged, which ones are still safe. We're told, other than the 6 who are on the roof now and who remain on the roof, the other 400 detainees are under lock and key and are in a secure environment now.
There are suggestions that criminal charges could be laid.
That's right. The Department of Immigration made clear this morning that this riot is being viewed very seriously. They say about 100 people of the 400 detainees here were involved. It is a criminal investigation, and if they find people responsible for the criminal acts they say were caused here, there will be ramifications. They've warned that anyone who's seeking asylum, who is then found guilty of throwing things at police, for example, or confronting the fire services, or obviously setting fire to the property here, any of that will seriously affect, obviously, their application for asylum, because there's a good character qualification in that application.
It's very dramatic. What are the detainees trying to achieve?
Well, it's been an interesting morning. We've not heard much from the authorities in terms of those 6 who are on the roof, but a short while ago they managed to get through to some of the people on the roof, and so we were able to hear a little bit about what they're experiencing at the moment and why they're there, and this is what they had to say through a translator.
We just wanted to attract attention. We did not hurt anybody. We did not attack the security. We did not attack the firefighters. We just, why are we still here? What crime did we do to stay in the detention for a long time?
Very briefly, Keith, there's a lot of damage done there and 400 or so people need to live somewhere. What happens now?
This is the question which we haven't been given the answer to yet. There's 400 people here. It's virtually at capacity, and 9 buildings have been completely destroyed. You've got to wonder whether they can keep those 400 people here or whether they'll have to move them. But there's been no word as to where they would be moved, because obviously other detention centres are also running close or at capacity.
Keith Breen, thank you.